the mind industry that I chose to be a part of.
We know that there's actual cloning going on.
Hey, Top, how you feel on people like saying you cloned and stuff?
I am cloned.
At this point, YB has heard it all. Clone theories, occult rumors, strange behavior. The internet has been connecting dots for years. But for once, the craziest story surrounding YoungBoy isn't coming from randoms. It's coming from someone who knows where the bodies are buried. And what he's claiming has everyone talking. Let's get into it. Katt Williams exposed NBA YoungBoy. Let me put you on the block for a second. It's 2019. An NBA YoungBoy is walking up out of cell after damn near 3 months gone behind a probation violation. First thing this man do, like clockwork, is hop on live to show his face to the world, and the comments ain't say welcome home. The comments said that ain't him. That's a clone, dead serious. Real folks typing real words, swearing on everything that the man who came up out that cell wasn't the man who went in. Different fade, different mustache. Something behind the eyes that just wasn't sitting right with nobody. Now you can laugh, and trust me, half the timeline did. But that laughing never killed this thing. If anything, the laughing is what fed it and kept it breathing. Because here's what nobody could shake. He went in that cell looking one way, and he came back home looking like a whole slightly different man. So the internet did what the internet do. It pulled out the magnifying glass and zoomed all the way in. Old YB on the left, new YB on the right, and folks started breaking his face down like a homicide detective, measuring the nose, counting the freckles, circling the jawline. Some swore the face had shifted, some said the whole aura switched up on him, and some genuinely believed the lil homie from Baton Rouge stayed in that cell, and something else came walking home wearing his name like a fitted. And then the man himself walked dead into the middle of it. Somebody asked him about it straight up, on camera. How you feel about people saying you a clone? And he ain't dodge it, he ain't laugh it off, he leaned all the way in.
Hey, Top, how you feel on people like saying you cloned and stuff?
I am cloned.
Just like that, no hesitation in his body. And I need you to sit in that the same way the whole comments section had to sit in it. Now, before you tell me he was obviously playing, hear the rest, cause this man kept talking.
When I say being cloned, it's just being a new me.
A new me. And see, you can take that two whole different ways. A young dude who simply grew up, or a young dude who got quietly swapped out for somebody else. And the ones who believe that second version, they've been eating ever since. Plate's full, so let me back all the way up and tell you why this story even had legs. Cause YB's whole life kinda looks like it was cooked up in a lab to feed a conspiracy. Run the timeline with me right quick. He's locked up at 16, he got a rap career by 17, and by 18 he's one of the most streamed human beings breathing. By 19 he's juggling multiple cases, multiple kids, and an ankle monitor. This man lived about 3 lifetimes before he was old enough to rent a whip, and tucked up inside all that chaos, you had these gaps, whole stretches where the man would just disappear off the grid. No posts, no music, dead silence for weeks straight, and then he'd pop back up, and something about him would feel different. The voice, the face, the energy in the room. Now to a regular person, that's just a young dude doing his time and laying low for a minute. But to the believers, them silent stretches was the window. That's when they swear the swap went down, and they built a real case around it, organized too. So let me walk you through the whole thing. First, you got the face pictures that just don't line up clean from before to after. Then you got the voice where cats calling themselves. Analysts swore up and down his pitch jumped. Not slow like aging, but all at once, like somebody flipped a switch on the soundboard. Then there's the music, and on God, this is the one that makes people lose their whole mind. This man dropped projects like the rest of us send a text. Dozens of tapes in just a handful of years, while locked up, while on house arrest, while going to war with the feds, while raising a whole starting 5 of kids. The believers look at all that and say it plain. One human being simply cannot do all that. So either a machine cooking the music or there's more than one of him in the building. And the last piece is the personality, because he went from that full crash out, demon time energy to this quiet, reflective family man tucked up in the Utah mountains. Calm, almost too calm if you ask him. Now here's the real part. Ain't none of that by itself actually prove nothing. People do age weird, voices do drop, hard workers do grind, and quiet men do get quieter. But that's the whole magic of a story like this one. It don't need one smoking gun. It just need enough lil hold up. That strange moment stacked up high enough to keep your thumb from scrolling. And right when the clone talk was simmering on low, it caught a cosign that sent the whole pot to the moon. A name got attached to it, a heavy one, the kind of name where when he opened his mouth, the entire internet go dead quiet and lean all the way in. Katt Williams. The streets started repeating it like scripture. Katt been new. Katt exposed it, and some versions of the story got way darker. A certain island, a certain dead billionaire, rooms that wasn't built for no parties. Once Katt name touched the theory, people stopped treating it like a punchline and started treating it like a leaked file straight off the desk. And that's all about who Katt is. He's the one man in that whole industry with a reputation for saying the wild thing years too early, then just standing there flat-footed while it comes true. He warned us about the parties. He warned us about the gatekeepers. He warned us about Sean back when wasn't nobody else wanting that smoke. So when word got around that Katt had something to say about YoungBoy, folks ain't even stopped to ask was it true. They asked one thing, what'd he say? And what Katt Williams is actually on record saying about cloning is more than enough to keep you up tonight staring at the ceiling. Katt said what he said. So let's go dead to the man himself. Because Katt Williams do not tiptoe around this cloning subject, not even a little. He say it flat out, right to your face on camera, like he telling you the sky is blue. Sit him down with Joe Rogan. Let the question come up, is cloning real? And watch how fast this man answer.
So we don't believe that there's clones. We don't believe that because we don't feel like we have the technology.
That right there is his whole opening move. We doubt cloning is real. He's saying only because we assume the science ain't ready yet, and he convinced we dead wrong about that. Then he build the case like a man laying brick, one right on top the next. Lost 2 legs? They'll build you new legs. Need a new heart? He point you straight to real documented pig heart transplants and tell you we way closer to this than anybody want to admit. Brick by brick, until that wall is suddenly a lot taller than you thought it was gonna be. And then Joe say the line that frees the whole room.
Make a clone brain dead. Figure out how to engineer a brain dead clone that'll grow organs for you.
Just sit with that one for a second. A body grown for the sole purpose of getting used, and this man deliver it calm as somebody reading off a recipe card. In another interview, he don't soften it not even a hair.
We know that there's actual cloning going on.
We know he's saying, not we think, not maybe we know. So now picture how all that land on the YoungBoy story. You got a young rapper who keep disappearing and coming back a little different. And you got the one man nobody in the culture doubt, standing there telling you cloning already here. That's exactly why the streets put 2 and 2 together. And Katt ain't just hand him cloning, he handed him the rituals too. See, his whole theory about the industry is that the entire thing run on repetition. And he break it down about as simple as it gets.
A ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way.
And to Katt, you can actually see the ritual with your own 2 eyes if you just watch the patterns long enough. His favorite example is grown men in the industry getting put in dresses. He say that ain't no coincidence at all. That's the ritual showing its face on Rogan. He lay the rule out plain as day.
You don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work.
Forget how it feel, he's saying. Just watch what repeat, because the repeat is the tell. That's the Katt Williams gospel in one sentence. And then he say the thing that make this whole YoungBoy conversation go ice cold. He start talking about people who climb up to a certain level, people who get offered something, people who end up saying yes to the very stuff they swore on their mama they'd never touch. And listen real careful to what he say happened to him.
The people that have been in positions where they decided to do some stuff that they said they weren't gonna do.
And then come the part that's a straight dagger.
They don't be the same on the other side.
They don't be the same on the other side. Now you tell me that don't sound exactly like every single comment up under YB's comeback live. They don't be the same. He came back different, same words coming out the mouth, but it feel like a whole different man behind him. And Katt drive that nail all the way through the wood.
Nothing they can do can make them seem like what you remember them as.
Nothing, he's saying. Not a new album, not a fresh tat, not one single thing in this world can make him feel like the person you used to know. And that's the exact line the believers went and tatted on their brain. Cause it's word for word what they say about YB. The old one had something real in him, and the new one feel like a photocopy of it. Now here's what make Katt word carry so much weight on a story like this. The man got receipts on being early. He told us the comedy game was rigged. People laughed, then the industry quietly admitted it. He told us about the parties. People laughed, then the indictments came rolling in. He told us these contracts steal your likeness while you ain't even reading the fine print. People laughed. Then everybody found out the hard way what a 360 deal really do to you. Every single time, same exact script. Katt say the crazy thing, the world giggle, then time turn right around and prove him right. So when the streets say Katt been trying to warn us that young artists get took somewhere and come back hollow after a track record like that, people stopped giggling real quick. And the wild thing is, YB keep feeding the theory with his own mouth. This a man who'll look dead into a camera and call his own industry demonic. In a complex interview, he said it clean, that it's a demonic industry he chose to be a part of, that he accepted and run with it, but that he refused to be a dummy about it because they using him as entertainment and the whole thing turned into self-destruction. His words, straight up out his mouth, demonic. So lay it all out on the table now. You got a rapper who vanished and come back changed, a rapper who joked that he's a clone, and a rapper who called his own industry demonic. And then you got the most trusted truth teller in the building, calm as ever, telling you cloning is real and that the people who make the wrong deal simply don't come back the same. You see why this thing refused to die. You see why your cousin won't shut up about it at the cookout. Every piece just fit a little too clean. But the believers gonna tell you the deepest part ain't even the cloning itself. It's the why out of every rapper breathing. Why him? Why YB? And the answer they keep landing on is one single word: access. Cause look at his fan base. It's one of the youngest in the whole game. Kids, teenagers, people still in the middle of figuring out who they even is. People who'd run dead through a brick wall for this man. The theories say you don't aim something like this at a grown Jay-Z crowd that's already set in stone. You aim it at the young ones, the moldable ones, the ones still building the person they gonna become. And that's the part that make grown folks go quiet. Cause whether you buy the lab story or not, that loyalty is very real. You've seen the videos Lily Ince Losen they entire mind at this man shows. So if the goal was ever to reach the next generation, the theories say, you couldn't have picked a better vessel than YoungBoy. And right when this story hit its darkest point, reality walked in with something nobody saw coming. Cause while the whole internet was busy arguing about labs and islands, the actual paperwork on this man was stacking up into something a whole lot heavier than any theory. The paper trail. Now we get to the part the algorithm don't push quite as hard, the real one. And I'm telling you right now, the true story hit harder than any lab ever could. So let's trace it all the way back. It started with a robbery at 15, and here's the thing. This man actually started writing raps while he was locked up, and that became his very first tape. The cell is what made the rapper. That ain't no theory, that's just the origin story. And from there, the trouble just kept on coming. You had a 2016 attempted murder case out of a Baton Rouge drive-by that he ended up pleading down, and then a 2018 case in Florida tied to some ugly hotel footage with his girl that finally ended in a misdemeanor plea. The trouble was never just a vibe with this man. It was a record page after page after page. And then come the case that flipped his entire life, the 2020 video shoot. So picture the scene, Baton Rouge, an empty lot, late September. Police catch a call about a crowd out there filming a video with the poles out in the open. They roll up, and people scatter every direction like roaches when the kitchen light flick on. And when it was all said and done, police said they found 14 guns, drugs, and somewhere around 79,000 in cash, with more than 47 grand of that reportedly on YB himself. He was just one of 16 people booked that day. Now his defense was actually pretty clean. None of the whips was his. Nothing was found on his body, and he ain't owned a single one of them guns. But here go the snare that caught him. He was already a felon from that earlier case, and a felon simply cannot be around no gun. Don't matter whose it is. Don't matter if you ain't never even touched it. So that one music video quietly turned into a federal gun case, and the feds, as a general rule, do not lose. They moved him out to Utah on house arrest. Cold mountains, tight rules, and this the exact stretch the believers love to point at, cause the music never once stopped. Project after project, pouring out a man who couldn't even walk to the end of his own driveway. And even out there, in all that quiet, the cases kept right on stacking. Cause in 2024, while he's sitting on a monitor, Utah dropped something that sounded like it came straight out of Crime Show. Prosecutors said YB had been running a prescription fraud ring right up out his own house. And the way they laid it all out is genuinely wild. Somebody would pose as a real doctor and call fake prescriptions into pharmacies using fake patients with fake names, and then different people would roll up to grab the medicine. The target the whole time was promethazine with codeine, lean, and the fake names was almost a joke. A whole lil family of made-up white ladies. The thing that finally tripped it up was a caller pretending to be some old lady who couldn't even give her own birth year. When police ran up in the house, they said they found bottles tied to them exact fake names sitting right there in the bathroom. So he ended up starring down dozens of counts, forgery, identity fraud, the whole buffet. And now I'm finna walk you straight into the courtroom, cause this one we actually got on tape. The deal itself was cold and simple. He'd plead, he'd pay a $25,000 fine, and the felonies would get knocked down with no extra state time. And the reason there wasn't no extra time is cause a much bigger fire was already burning, the federal one, and the judge said that number out loud, dead on the record.
You will be serving a substantial amount of time in federal prison, apparently 27 months.
27 months plus years of supervised probation stacked onto the back end of it. And then the judge did something you really don't expect. He talked to the man like an actual person.
And I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you.
He told YB he had real talent and that he ain't want to see addiction rob it away from him.
You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future.
That's not no handler swapping out a clone. That's a judge looking at a gifted young man slowly flushing it all down the drain. So let's count it all up together, cause no island required here. A robbery, a assault case, a federal gun case born out of a music video, a fraud ring run from house arrest, and 27 months of federal time. That right there is your missing weeks. That's your gaps. That's where this man kept vanishing off to. Not a lab, but a courtroom, a cell, and a monitor strapped to his ankle. And then reality dropped the one twist none of the theories ever called. In 2025, this man caught a pardon from the Trump administration on the federal gun charges. Off house arrest, free to go chase his family and his career. And YB ain't exactly hide where his loyalty landed after that. In that same complex sit-down, he kept it short and clear.
Follow whatever Trump applying.
A lil homie up out the trenches, pardoned by a sitting president, and now headlining the biggest tours of his entire life. Wasn't nobody had to write that one reality, wrote it all by itself. And then there's the spiritual side of all this, which is honestly the real heartbeat of the whole thing. Cause YB genuinely do sound haunted sometimes. He sung about Jesus while talking about devils at his door. He got tattoos people read like dark scripture. And he called the industry demonic and clearly mean every word of it. And in that same interview, he say a line that sound almost exactly like what Katt was warning us about. A man who came out the other side somehow missing a piece of himself.
I don't really get too hurt about things no more.
He don't get hurt no more. And see, you can hear that as a man who finally healed, or you can hear it as a man who left a piece of himself somewhere and never quite got it back. Same 8 seconds, two completely different men, and it all depends on what you carry into it. And maybe that's the whole thing right there, when you really sit with it. The face changed, the voice changed, the music multiplied, the man went quiet, he went away, and he came back. And the lil homie you remember from 38 Baby feel like he 1,000 miles away from the man standing in that Utah snow. Katt told us people don't come back the same on the other side, and YB looked straight into a camera and said it himself. I'm clone a new me. The streets already made up their mind a long time ago about what all that really mean. So I'ma leave the verdict right where it belongs, with you. Like this video? Click on the card showing on your screen for more.